Well, President Obama making good on two campaign promises, reforming the healthcare system and financial systems, both now in the books. But passing these big pieces of legislation is not winning over the American public. Take a look at this brand new Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll. It shows a steady drop in the voters who approve of the job Mr. Obama is doing. Right now, his approval rating stands at 43%. 2 weeks ago, it was 47%. A year ago, it stood at 54%. So what's going on here? Joining me now is Simon Denyer. He's the Washington bureau chief for Reuters. So, Simon, is there a disconnect between the people and the president?
It certainly looks that way, yes. I mean, the president has got these two big pieces of legislation through, but neither of them appear to be vote winners. Neither of them really address what Americans really care about right now, and I think that's the economy. And that this is the challenge for Obama. He needs to convince Americans that not only does he care about the economy and jobs, but he's doing the right thing to get jobs and to solve the economic problems.
So, of course, Simon, you know, the president was in Michigan this past week for a groundbreaking ceremony there where the plant's going to be making batteries for electric cars, which, of course, creates jobs. And the president said, quote, "These are not just any jobs. These are jobs in the industries of the future." Is this enough?
Well, you know, it's quite interesting. He was at that speech in Michigan. He didn't mention financial reform once. That was on the day that the financial reform legislation was passed by the Senate. So here he is out there in the American heartland trying to convince voters, and he's not even touting what he would see as one of his biggest legislative successes. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there. You know, most Americans either don't know anything about, either never heard of the financial regulation bill or don't know anything about the financial regulation bill. So here the president putting a lot of effort into legislation, which he hopes will secure his place in history, but not necessarily get him the votes he needs come November.
Well, Simon, so of course you're saying that the president and the administration has not been doing a good enough job, if you will, to communicate exactly what's in the healthcare reform, what's finance reform, and the stimulus package. They're quite confused. Now, let's go to the other side, and I ask you, what is it that the Republicans can do to get a message out there that they can perhaps make this a better situation?
Well, you know, the Republicans have been very good at turning this debate into a debate about the size of government. So all of these pieces of legislation that Obama has put through have now been seen by many Americans as an expansion of the role of government, and that's a problem for the president. I think the Republicans perhaps still need to do more to actually convince people that they have an alternative program, that they can do something about the economy. So that's where, you know, they've done very well at attacking the president's policies. We'll see whether the president can turn that debate around and start putting the Republicans on the spot here, because I think that's the part that's missing, a really strong Republican message about what they would do, not what's wrong with what the president's doing.
Yeah, because I think that's what polls aside, I think the people just want to know, well, who can get me back to work, bottom line.
Right. Right. And I mean, at the moment, the president is touting this summer of recovery. This is the new White House line. Well, I mean, it's looking a bit more like a winter of discontent if, come November, if he doesn't create that narrative and really convince people that he's doing the right thing.
All righty, Simon Denyer, thank you very much.